Hello, hello, hello. This is your message from the universe for February 1st, 2021. This is the rune Gibo. Now, Gibo is the rune of a partnership. And normally I say this is about a partnership with yourself because my readings tend to be very self-focused. Now, a day or two ago, perhaps it was yesterday, perhaps it was the day before, the reading actually talked about another person, someone from your past that you had already rejected. And I hate to say this, but it's coming up again. Something that you had already rejected, some idea that you had already rejected is coming up again, is coming through to you again in a message. Now, this Six of Coins also speaks about generosity and giving and signs, but when it's combined with this collaboration and reversed collaboration, kind of against your will, I really think that this is someone from the past that you are purposefully trying not to engage with or purposefully trying to forget. This Queen of Swords reverse speaks about the emotional side of it, either having too much emotion or having not enough emotion. So it addresses both the self-defense mechanism of pretending like someone doesn't exist, pretending like that issue is gone, saying that's in the past and I'm not dealing with that, and then never coming back to that pain again or that person again. Or it is dealing with the complete opposite, someone that is you being overly emotional, you being overly concerned or overly angry or overly heartbroken beyond what is actually called for in the situation. But we have this Ace of Swords. It's like, hey, this is a great idea. This is a great idea, along with the Eight of Pentacles. About it, you're gonna learn some new stuff, but it's a great idea, and you're gonna collaborate with this person and learn something that's gonna bring you everything you need. Now, I told you the other day that my cards are starting to speak in sentences, and what I discovered is that if I put the cards back, the extra cards back, they kind of yell at me. They kind of yell at me, and they'll pop back out again. They will pop right the heck back out again, which is always kind of a strange thing. But they literally yell at me and sometimes will pop out again. So I have taken to just stacking them as I find them. So in this particular case, when I stacked them, this Ace of Swords was not there. It was the Empress and the Three of Swords, right? Mending the broken heart. That connects with the Six of Swords and this past idea. And the Empress reversed that you are not being kind to yourself about this, or even that you are not being kind to others about this heartbreak. And that definitely plays into this Queen of Swords, talking about how you either cut them off and you don't think about them like they don't exist anymore, or you are constantly harping or going back to the pain that they caused you, the heartbreak that they caused you. So after I pulled these two together, I kind of went, oh, I don't know that that's right. And before I even lifted up my deck of cards thinking I'm going to shuffle some more, this one flew out like this. So I knew that that's where it goes. I was on the last thing. It went right there. Boom. It finishes telling the story of that pile of cards. I know that it's a strange thing. I don't know if any other readers do this. I tend to kind of play my own drum, follow the beat of my own music. I don't remember the right way to say that phrase, that saying, but you're getting the drift. You're getting the drift. So then we have this pile, which I do this card, I do this card, and I do this card. And all of these came out in a chunk. So what we have here is we have this Four of Cups, about regret, about pushing away your choices, about ignoring the thing that is right in front of you and looking elsewhere, even though it's right the heck in front of you. And that was stacked up with the Hierophant, which is all about digging into your spiritual side, but not just digging into your spiritual side, but using it in a structured way. Some information from that, not the whole thing, not like, oh, I have to go and be a good Christian now, or I have to go and do exactly what, this grimoire tells me to do, but rather that there is some sort of structure here in a faith-based system that can help you with this situation of the Queen of Swords being too cold or being overly emotional about something. And then we have this Six of Wands reversed. Six of Wands upright is victory, like cheering you on, like you got it. Oh, it's not a 6, it's a 9. Oh, reversed. My brain is a little bit off today, y'all. It is a 9. See, because this is a Roman numeral. For those of you who are kids, I don't know if they even teach Roman numerals in school anymore. I'm sorry, I don't mean to call you children. When I say kids, I pretty much mean anyone under 30. So, grown, all you adults, all you grown adults out there. If you're not familiar with Roman numerals, the X is a 10. The X is a 10. And when you have a smaller number, like the 1 in front of it, you're supposed to erase it. I'm not sure if you can see that on there. There we go. It's supposed to subtract 1. So this is actually a 9 of Wands reversed. So it talks about the burdens that you carry. It talks about the burdens that you are carrying because you rejected or because you continue to reject something that a person from your past, an idea, a collaboration. Because you have continuously rejected this collaboration, you continue to carry the burdens of the pain that was associated with it, and you have to do something to release it. And for you, you need to do something structured to release it. So when I look at it from that way, perhaps not everyone can just think their way or feel their way into a release. Especially when it is pain from your past, when it is somebody hurting you, when it is somebody, and you have cut them off, or you are not dealing with them, or you are pretending like that situation didn't happen. So not everyone can just go, oh, I forgive you, and just be better. Most people can't, in fact, because it is a very difficult thing to do with just your emotions. Although that is what my videos are about, is using our emotions and our connection to the unconditional love of God to get over this stuff without having to use anything else. But many of the things that people use to help them get past this sort of a feeling, this pain from the past that causes them to kind of shut down or to dramatize pain or to keep carrying it with us so it hurts all the time. People do things like they do little rituals with fire. They do holding crystals and doing manifestation. You can do chakra clearing. You can do things like I always advocate for time travel when it comes to something from your past, going back to that moment, watching it again, but not collapsing yourself into the emotions of it, rather comforting yourself in your moment of pain, forgiving the person who's hurting you, and then turning and forgiving yourself in that moment as a grown-up, as a full-grown who you are, stepping into that, forgiving yourself for believing all of that and allowing it to continue to fester in your past, because the past is not linear. Time is not linear. It's layered on top of each other. And so if somebody is still hurting you, if something is still hurting you from the past, then it is still happening to you. And the only way to change that is to go back and to actually change the memory of what happened, your reaction to what happened, and to shift that. And like I said, there's a lot of little ritual-y type things that you can do to forget someone, to heal someone, to forgive someone, to whatever it is, to get over someone, whatever it is that your individualized situation is. But For me, those are all bypasses for the actual emotion. And if you don't heal the actual emotion, it will come back. You might feel better for a little while doing those sort of things. But if you don't heal the emotion along with whatever little ritually thing you're doing, it's going to come back. It's going to come back. Anyone that tells you they can remove that pain from you permanently without actually having you do any of it is misleading you, in my opinion. Maybe I'm 1,000% wrong, but that's not what they tell me. But I'm sure they tell them something very different. So I'm not going to argue about what messages each of us gets. I won't discount anyone who believes that. I don't personally go along with that belief. Yeah, I guess I've yapped on enough. You guys got this. I know you do. You are beloved, you matter, and you are so very loved.